Hello everyone, this is Marcus Pisanis, and this is my Praxis application. And so I recently applied to Praxis company, and I was really interested in what you had to offer me. And so I'm going to be going over the recent Praxis application that I just recently got from your email. So let me just pull it up from here just to review the questions. Okay, question 1, define who you are in one sentence. Well, I guess I would describe myself as a man of the arts who wants to write a new story. One of the things I definitely love is writing stories, and I've wrote all sorts of stories for many different reasons, from different genres and styles, and I've wanted to expand upon that entirely, and I was hoping that this program might help me out with that, as well as advertising myself more into the world as a professional and serious writer. Alright, question 2. Why are you applying to Praxis, and what are your program goals? Well, as of recently, I just explained that I was interested in trying to figure out ways I can advertise myself more as a serious writer, and that was one of the things that definitely interested me with Praxis. But another thing was the fact that I just was very upset with the college lifestyle that I had recently. I was in the community college for about 4 years, and it was pretty expensive, and I really didn't apply for any benefits. And just seeing the ridiculous high prices of tuition added with the fact of the overall liberalism of the colleges, it just really disillusioned me to a certain point that I just couldn't handle, especially with the fact that my family just pressured me into it, where I just felt like I wasn't even doing it for myself anymore. I felt it was more for them, and that shouldn't be how it is, you know? College, well, at least what I thought was college, was supposed to be this extra place where you go to learn all sorts of things and apply those to the career that you want to be in. But that doesn't exist anymore, and I felt I was disillusioned and lackluster by it. It's an unfortunate situation. But that's what I was hoping when I applied for Praxis, especially when I recently heard about it. Well, actually, I heard about it last year from the Forum for the New Intellectuals, which I know one of your associates, Derek Magel, is part of, and so that's how I heard about it from him. What skills, talents, and mentality do you have that would be a valuable asset to a business today? Well, one of the skills I have primarily is my researching skills. I have been interested in a vast array of subjects, including but not limited to art, economics, politics, sciences primarily, as well as history too. And that was one of the things that really interested me. I just loved talking about an assortment of all sorts of ideas and subjects that we could all just discuss upon and just all talk about. And that's one of the things I thought I would have gotten from the college experience, but obviously that didn't really happen at all. And so that was one of the things that I wanted to apply to with my writing, especially as being a serious writer and going to do all this situation. You know, it's pretty much what I was trying to go with the writing, that I was detailing every single thing and aspect that I knew was the most important thing, from every single character, development, to the time periods I decided to write them in, even from fashion and architecture. And that was one of the things that I knew was important right away, as well as learning how to write better, something that I still need to work on, especially when it comes to the showing versus telling aspect. And so that was one of the reasons why I would definitely apply myself to in the business sense and situations. Fourth question, who is your favorite philosopher and thinker? This is a good question, because primarily I actually wanted to be a philosophy professor, but unfortunately things didn't work out too well. But I would say that the two biggest thinkers that are starting to affect my life more often are Ayn Rand and Aristotle. Ayn Rand I recently learned back when I was 17 years old, and now I'm 22, so at first I heard about her, but I didn't really give her much credit or attention, but over time and again, I started watching more of her interviews on YouTube, some of the articles and lectures she's written, as well as articles and lectures and YouTube videos and podcasts from some of the future members of the Ayn Rand Institute, including Yaron Brook Elangiorno, Don Watkins, and I was amazed at all the different subjects that we could all just talk about. Not just ranging from politics and economics, but we talk about business ethics, justice, art, applying science. And that was pretty amazing. But what she said was interesting, the fact that she was primarily inspired by Aristotle. And so I started actually trying to research him a little bit more, as when I took the earlier philosophy classes, of course, the big three Greek philosophers were, of course, Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle. And so I was really interested and excited to know what kind of man would lead the Aristotelian way of life from the general consensus I could see of what he could come up with basically cultivating the golden means of the virtues, which I know that even though I would identify myself as an objectivist, and I know many people in the world don't, I think that's something that we can apply to for everyone else. Not to live in as objectivist, but to live a more Aristotelian lifestyle, a logical, rational-minded lifestyle, if not objectivism. And I think that would really help us out a lot. I'd say they both really helped me with my ethics and morals and making new choices that I dared not even make. Especially when it came to even me just losing my interest in being part of originally the liberal left. And that's what I really was inspired by. And now lastly, what is the biggest difference between you and your peers in high school/college? Well, I would say the two biggest differences I would have to say from my peers are definitely my politics and definitely my politics and ethics. I mean, a great majority of my friends, whether liberal or conservative, both follow a very, egalitarian, altruistic lifestyle. And that definitely treads into their politics, whether they believe in the ideas of Obamacare or No Child Left Behind, etc., etc. But I fell away from that with introducing myself to the objectivist philosophy. I started learning that now it's time to put a more selfish attitude towards life, a more selfish ethics that could be applied in my life and make me happier than I already am. And I've started to go through that, and I'm hoping that once I enter the Praxis program, I can definitely start that out. And thank you very much for watching, and this is Marcus Pisani signing out.